Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Hope it's on a fantastic day. So we have some updates for the Philadelphia Eagles. Another update. It is June 1st, which we will see trades. We will see around the league. We will see free agent signings. What are the Eagles going to do? What's up Howie Roseman's sleeve? What position is he going to hit? We have DeAndre Hopkins news. We have a bunch of stuff to definitely over. A little bit of news on Jalen Carter as well that we definitely got to talk about. So let's get straight into all of it.
Anywhere to wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, 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 I hope everybody is enjoying their week. I hope everybody is, taking their time. And obviously, we're not in any rush because, we get through the couple weeks of June, see what the Eagles got up their sleeve for a little bit when it comes to trades, free agent signings. And then really, we're going to go into a dead zone until training camp. And yes, training camp is going to be very, very exciting with the competition that is out there right now on this roster. Really depth-wise, I'm excited to see what we have between the undrafted free agents and obviously some of the guys we brought in too, which is awesome. So I was really happy about that. The one thing I got to talk about here, and well, a few things, but the one is Jalen Carter. So a report came out from Eagles OTAs that 9th overall selection Jalen Carter broke a blocking sled during the first weekend of rookie camp with the Eagles, per Eagles Insider. Spadaro says Carter has just incredible natural strength. The entire league has officially been on notice. People are making jokes about this. Everything that Jalen Carter does, people make jokes because of the off-season stuff. Obviously, if it was off-season stuff, if there wasn't really any off-season slander, and obviously not really off-season slander, but the stuff that happened off the field, that wasn't great. But obviously I have my points on it, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's my opinion won't matter of it. It wouldn't matter regardless. He's a Philadelphia Eagle. This is why I support Jalen Carter. This is why I can't wait until he literally plays his first game. I think he's going to make so much noise in training camp, especially he's going to, he better be because he's a first-round pick, but I understand that he's going to obviously be on the field first game of the season. I'm not worried about that. As first in the rotation next to Jordan Davis, I think is more likely. I think they're gonna put Jalen Carter next to Jordan Davis. I think it's gonna excite him even more. Obviously, how much excitement do these guys have right now? With Nolan Smith on that defensive line, you have Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis was his mentor and good friend at Georgia, and really looked up to Jordan Davis. And I can't wait till Jalen Carter. People make jokes. Oh, we hit a sled. Try hitting a 330-pound man. Just stupid jokes like that. And it really pisses me off because, man, I cannot wait until this guy just is throwing bodies around. And like I said, as soon as this kid was drafted, I know from that moment when he was crying from the back room of the green room all the way until he met Roger Goodell on stage, and I knew that moment really changed his life. Obviously, it's going to change his life, financially, but I think from a standpoint of being drafted to this team, okay, I think being drafted to the Eagles really made the big difference here. And like I said, it's about the Georgia players. It's about, who they drafted, and the support system around Jalen Carter, I think, is one of the most important things that we really could look at. I don't care what these other people say. I run into stuff that I read, and I'm just like people are so ignorant. At this point in time, I'm not going to talk about the stuff. I've already talked about it enough, the offseason stuff, and obviously the combine, not working out, not doing the drills at the combine, and then getting to the pro day and not really doing well. Apparently he gained 10 pounds and he wasn't in shape, or he was getting cramps. He was, he just didn't look good. And obviously the Eagles have did their homework on him. The stuff from Rube from the first press conference of the draft was just, it was ignorant. It was disgusting, and it was just like, you don't ask questions. You don't, Jalen Carter gets drafted and then he gets interviewed by the Eagles beat writers and they ask him about the best night of his life that he's celebrating, probably the most important night of his life, and you have to ask him stupid questions about, stuff off the field. Obviously, the Eagles, Howie Roseman has done a lot of homework, has talked to, obviously, we heard that Nakobe Dean and some of these other guys in Georgia were a big part of giving out information to Howie Roseman. Nakobe Dean said he even said he might be the factor that got him drafted, to be honest. He said, I would like to take a lot of, cause for trading, for drafting Jalen Carter. I think Nakobe Dean was a huge part of it. He even said it himself. He wished he could say he was a huge part of it because he thinks, he was in the process. But I just can't wait until this guy proves everybody wrong and that he's going to get himself back on track. And I'm in full support of this guy. He's a Philadelphia Eagle now. He got drafted to the best sports city in the world. And, and that's just what it is, man. No better place for him to be than in Philadelphia. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? He goes to another team, doesn't know anybody. He doesn't like the team. I mean, some of these players, just have better. It's amazing because sometimes being on a football team and especially being with a team that has teammates, a lot of teammates, this doesn't happen normally in the NFL when you get drafted and there's like a bunch of teammates that you played with in college for 2 national championships. I mean, you're never going to find that in cases like this. So I know I've been ranting about this for a little while, but I think it's really important because, Jalen Carter gets slander all the time. I mean, all the time. And I get it. I get, people don't agree with look, I don't think anybody agrees with things that have happened. I'm not going to get into all that, but, this is a new chapter for him. And, this is what he does. This is his, this is what he came here to do, to rip the blocking sleds apart. No, I don't know, but hey, I was excited. I mean, why not? I mean, imagine if he does it to that. Imagine what he does to a real human being in front of him with full pads on. I just can't wait till he's just lined up, ready to go, and we're just like, oh my God. Like, wait till we see like joint practices and he just dismantles somebody in half. He rips them apart, and we're going to be like, we're going to sit back and we're going to be like, damn, like, holy crap. And I honestly, guys, I feel like he will be starting next to Jordan Davis. I think as the first lineup, he will start, because really my dream lineup right now is Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith. Okay. And then having Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter inside. That's like my dream lineup for the. I think realistically it could happen, especially at all. I think all those positions. I think it will happen. So that's all I really want to say. People were making jokes about it. Of course he destroys Eagles equipment. That's just who he is. I'm not surprised. It's just stupid. Just stupid crap from Eagles fans as well. Some Eagles fans are really pathetic too. So. Love this fan base, but I can hate this fan base at times too. So that's the way it is. Unfortunately, you're gonna have those fans out there that are just gonna always be negative constantly and just not give the guy a chance. Just give him a chance. We really have no choice. We got to support the guy. So at least just as much as I don't like him, but I'll support him. And that's fine. I'm totally in agreement with that. But me, I am 100% supportive of him because I think this is the best place to be drafted. I think this was the most perfect spot for him to be drafted with his teammates and these coaches that know him, really well. And I can't complain about it at all. So that's the stuff on Jalen Carter as of right now. So, secondly, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, it's like a broken record. I mean, I feel like I'm talking about the same things every single day, but there's more news, of course. And it looks like this is from Adam Schefter. From his podcast, talking about the DeAndre Hopkins situation. What does he know so far? What does the league know? What does anybody know so far about teams being interested, not being interested? We'll see. But here, this is what he said. So this was about the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, Buffalo Bills were rumored when Hopkins was up for trade at the time before they released him. This was earlier in the stages. Bills had a lot of interest. So it says, as for the Buffalo Bills and DeAndre Hopkins, the way it was explained to me is people doubt he will wind up in Buffalo. They never say never, but if he wants his money, I don't think he'll get it in Buffalo. Obviously, Buffalo is dealing with some cap situations because they have big cap hits for their quarterback right now. And, and they kind of made the excuse after the playoffs last year that the Bills made the GM of the Bills made the excuse last year after they lost in the playoff game that, well, when you're paying a quarterback this much money, it's really hard to, just kind of like an excuse to make more moves. And, what are you going to do for next year? And, it's going to be hard to make more moves next year when you're paying a quarterback a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. You have to win with the team that you have right now. But, Buffalo might be out of it. And what money is DeAndre Hopkins talking about? I'm just like, I don't even care if he comes to the Eagles or not, but what is he looking for? You understand what I'm saying? What does he think he's going to get in June? We're talking about June. We're not talking about middle of March. We're not talking about before April, the draft. We're not talking about during those times. We are so late in this process right now, okay, that most teams have spent most of their cap. You know what I mean? I don't expect what DeAndre Hopkins is trying to get from these teams. You're late, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know what took so long for the Cardinals to release him and what was going on with that situation, why it took so long. What were the Cardinals trying to do with him in the trades that were talked about before he was released? Teams must have had interest, right? Why didn't a team trade for DeAndre Hopkins? Did the Cardinals want too much? And I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm already kind of confused on why they even released him in the first place. Why not just, if you're not going to get something high for him, just get something for him so you're not just letting him go for nothing. That's where I kind of take into issue. So I look at teams right now that really need wide receivers. Obviously, the Eagles just want to keep adding, and that's perfectly fine. This is an open window for Super Bowl. The Eagles are in a wide open window right now with good cap flexibility, good players, and hopefully now with the final pieces to this coaching staff with the two new coordinators. I'm not worried about Brian Johnson so much, but, Sean Desai has to prove to me that he can run this defense and obviously be creative on getting pressure on quarterbacks. That's going to be the most important thing. But here's what's really important here. You're looking at the teams that could have interest. Off the top of my head right now, since the Bills seem to not have interest anymore because of the cap and because of, Hopkins' number, I guess. Number two, it's not going to be, I think the Chargers could have a chance. The Chargers, I think, have almost the same cap as we do, between 12 to 13 million. I think we're over 13, but they're kind of in the same price setting right now. The Baltimore Ravens are not going to go after him because they're already going to pay OBJ 13 to 15 this year. So that's off the market. They got OBJ. I don't know. The Bengals, maybe? I don't know. I mean, they got some studs. I don't really think they need anybody. I mean, the NFC East is a perfect example. The Cowboys get, they'll have $21 million in cap space as of right now, June 1st. Maybe they could pay. I don't know. The Cowboys need a number one caliber guy. The Giants are another team that need a guy badly. We talked about this a million times because when you look at the Giants offense, you just paid your quarterback. What is there to really, what am I fearing from that Giants offense right now that looks anything different than last year? I mean, Hyatt's going to be a good player, but when is he going to produce? This year, next year? Is it going to take him a few years? I don't know. So I'm not really sure. There's a lot of teams out there, and you can go to anybody, but I think he's taking his time. I think he's really going to do this as a real slow process. He just hired a new if he hired a new agent, which is the same agent as Devontae Smith, then he's trying to finagle a team for money. I think that's what he's trying to do. And in the end, he's not going to get it. And if he does, then great. But what team in this process right now, this late in the stage, past, free agency is still out there, but teams have already been spending money. Like, they can't wait on him. I mean, really, it's really not his fault. It's the Cardinals' fault for waiting this long to release him. So now he's got to go find a team. He's got to take a 1-year deal for maybe some more, signing, maybe bonus money. I mean, I don't know what he expects to get in this late going into June. I don't know. But if the Eagles get him on a bargain, and obviously, top 5 quarterbacks, how many quarterbacks as he's listed. So now he's kind of put a target on his back now because he named 5 quarterbacks that he wants to play with, and then any other quarterback that he didn't mention, he probably doesn't want to play with. Those quarterbacks will think that he doesn't want to play with those guys. You know what I mean? So we're going to find out if it's more about the money or getting a ring on his finger. And I think it's about getting more money, guys. I think that's just what it is. But unfortunately, the Cardinals kind of screwed him over because they released him so late in the offseason, and teams have already spent their cap. So what can teams afford? They're not going to start releasing players and restructuring a whole bunch of players just for this guy to come here on a 1-year deal. I mean, he's got to take a 1-year deal for, I don't know, $4 or $5 million for the year. Something of that caliber. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, give him like $5 million for the year, maybe $8 million in guarantees if he makes Pro Bowl, if he gets this amount of yards or whatever. Add some incentives to it. I don't care. But if he wants his money, quote unquote, I mean, what is it, 23 a year? What, 12? I mean, the lowest the team will pay is maybe, I mean, they won't even pay double digits at this point. It's going to be a 1-year deal. Like, hey, come here for a lucrative 1-year deal that's, gets him paid a good amount of money, not too bad for a 1-year deal, and just call it quits after that. I mean, I don't know what he's expecting, but it's annoying hearing this every day. Now I'm just getting annoyed. I'm just getting annoyed now. But obviously we're going to keep going through this every single day. Lastly, and this isn't a big deal, my favorite player that I cannot wait until he hits the field with Jalen Hurts in this offense is DeAndre Swift. Here's your first look at DeAndre Swift with a visor on and the helmet on, and obviously he's in practice gear, but still, it's DeAndre Swift with that number 0 jersey. First in Eagles history, obviously, which is cool. You know what I mean? I think with DeAndre Swift, I think such a bargain. I know a lot of Eagle fans are still mad about Miles Sanders, not getting re-signed, and they didn't upgrade, and you're not going to replace a 1,000-yard receiver. I've heard that a million times. I'm like, well, let's be real. Miles' rookie year was really good, where he really portrayed himself as a dual threat back, and then it was fumbles, it was drops, it was injuries for 2 years, and then this was the year last year in 22 where he actually was healthy, and he had a good year. So at $6 million a year, the Eagles could have paid that, but I'm excited for Rashad Penny. I'm excited for DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift healthy can hit 1,000 yards. Rashad Penny healthy all year can hit 1,000 yards. Kenneth Gainwell is a really good back for us. Okay, obviously Boston Scott can be used when they want to use him. I think they will keep 4 running backs on this roster, but Boston Scott will probably be more of a special teamer unless somebody gets hurt, and then Boston Scott will be more in the lineup as a running back. Because you guys remember, even last year, they really didn't use Boston Scott beginning first quarter of the year. They really didn't use him at all. But what you're getting with DeAndre Swift, I mean, you traded a 25 4th-round pick. You're talking about a pick 2 years into the future. You got him for nothing. And his cap hits very low for the year. There's already rumors about an extension right now. There's already rumors about him getting extended by the Eagles, but obviously we're going to wait on this because we want to see what he does during the year, make sure he doesn't get hurt, all that great stuff. He only missed 3 games last year, and, Rashad Penny missed, only played 5 games last year. You know what I mean? So Rashad Penny missed a lot of time. He's been dealing with injuries for a while, and, coming back to Philly, I think is a big thing. A big thing for DeAndre Swift, and I wish we played the Lions this year. I don't know if we do. I don't think we do. The schedule, I always forget it sometimes. This is probably my favorite player, and obviously this is a crazy thing too, because DeAndre Swift has never played with a mobile quarterback before since really high school, which he said. You know what I mean? So he hasn't played with a mobile quarterback, and just that read option RPO God, the vision of DeAndre Swift, and just he can cut on a dime. He could change direction and go 100% speed at an instant. I mean, it is so sexy to watch. Pause. But you know what I mean, So that's all I really got to say about DeAndre Swift. Like I said, the most exciting player I'm excited to see this year, really besides Jalen Hurts, is Devontae Smith having a better year. I think we'll have a Pro Bowl caliber year this year, huge, much better year, and DeAndre Swift, 100%. And I'm a big fan of Rashad Penny too, because I think if these guys stay healthy, the distribution of the football is nice. You can keep these guys healthy all year, and nobody's going to stop this offense. With this run game, this offensive line, I mean, it's crazy. And I hope you guys enjoy the season. It's going to be exciting. We got a little bit of a wait to go, but I'm pretty excited about it. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you lasted as long as this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well for more Eagles content. I really do appreciate so much all the support, especially this past off season. We are not done yet. We still got, looking for trades. June 1st. We hit the June 1st market. Now we're going to see trades. We're going to see free agent signings. Some of these guys are going to sign with some teams before they get into training camp. And I think between maybe safety. I think more defensive end and linebacker would probably be most realistic for free agent signings for the Eagles. I think they have two really good moves left in them before they are completed, defensively at least. I mean, I say they're really good right now, but I mean, you add another pass rusher, I think it's just, why not add another pass rusher? I mean, not enough pass rushers, get more. I mean, seriously, I have no issue with it. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the whole Jalen Carter thing. Are you excited about Jalen Carter and the season coming? DeAndre Hopkins, Buffalo doesn't want him now. What money do you think he's looking for? Ridiculous. Like, he's just being ridiculous. Sorry. And DeAndre Swift. Who is your favorite player going into this season? Who are you most excited to watch and why? Leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on the next one very soon. Remember, Shake Squad up, Fly Eagles 5. Peace out, guys. Peace.